My lovers, welcome to my channel, and as promised, every Tuesday we are going to be bringing messages for your healing from spirit. Now, before I get into the main messages, my gosh, I got so much inquiries about people wanting to explore that notion of going and have a look at their own twin flame ring and what it might look like and what they might expect to see when they did this exercise. So today I'm going to spend a little time talking about that, about actually the ring, and a little time talking about what you require to try and see it yourself. Okay, and then I'll go into the healing messages. So if you're not interested in this part, you can always fast forward, because this really pertains to twins or people who believe that they are in a twin flame connection. And what I was saying yesterday, this is not a time to be burying your head in the sand or continuing investing in relationships that may be just toxic instead of just being a soulmate connection. So I was telling people about getting a tune-in done. You can get it from me, from Charlotte, whoever is capable, getting a tune-in done. Or I was also telling people that they can do this themselves, because you're DF, you have power. In fact, everybody on this planet has some sort of intuitive gift, and you can leverage this particular gift in order to see this twin ring. All right, let me give you guys a little more light, because I need you guys to see what I'm talking about. So you can always fast forward this part if you're not interested. But if you are interested in looking at your own ring and you don't want to do the class with Charlotte, or you don't want to pay me, let's talk about it. Okay, so twins are different from other soul connections. Now remember, everyone has a twin. Everybody has a twin. This is, best to leave the light off, right? This is how souls are made. They're made in twos, with one person holding the feminine energy and one person holding the masculine energy. Even though they may be housed in different bodies through different lifetimes, one still holds the masculine energy and one still holds the feminine energy. Okay, that's how twins are made. When we talk about twin flames, it's these twin souls being incarnated in the same life together and then actually meeting. Okay, so that's why people used to say it's so rare, because one, your twin has to be incarnated in the same life as you, and two, then you have to actually meet them, right? So you see the obstacles in your way already, right? But because of the internet and because of technology, people are meeting their twins now more than ever before, and that's because of connectivity, right? I have done a couple tune-ins and people have just recognized their twin over Instagram. They've never met, but it triggered the awakening in them. Now, not everybody that triggers your awakening is your twin, because there are people, ascension partners can do that, catalysts can do that. Sometimes even false twins trigger that kind of awakening, right? So it all hinges on being able to access your twin flame connection and see if you've met your twin. Now, if you've not met your twin, your twin ring, and we call it a ring, but it's really a bubble. It's just imagine a bubble, a see-through bubble. It looks just like that, kind of iridescent on the outside. Some of them have a gold or silver shield, but over time, that shield kind of wears down, okay? So it's literally a bubble. Now, if you've not met your twin, you're not going to see anything in that bubble. It's going to be dark. Sometimes I see, even though all the lights are off, I may see the figures in the ring like kind of iridescent blue, but that is nothing compared to when a ring lights up. So from the moment you meet your twin, or there's this recognition, so you don't have to meet them physically, your ring is going to light up. Okay, and the first light that comes on is this red light. The root chakra comes on, right? So this is the connecting chakra here. Okay, so all this is the bubble. This is the bubble here. You have your own chakra here. DM is always on this side. DF is always on this side, okay? Sometimes when people start to get balanced, they can actually switch. We saw a male DF doing that once, switching back and forth. So they can actually move. Anyway, so the first light that comes on is this light, this root chakra. When the sexual chemistry and stuff starts to build, sometimes this will come on, the sacral will come on, but usually the sacral comes on as if you guys have sex. But I mean, just fantasizing about your twin is gonna make this come on. Mine does not come on because both my twin and I have sacral chakra blockages, okay? And then, so everything is nice, you're feeling this connection, and then suddenly somebody does something that starts triggering. So now we have the solar plexus, the lights start moving. And the more triggered you are, is the more this light is going to move until you are fully triggered. And when you're fully triggered now, that's when we start the runner chaser stage, okay? So you, both of you guys are basically running from yourself because the person is triggering you. Now, if you just keep running, only these 3 lights are going to be on. But if you start what we call responding to the triggers, as in taking note of the triggers and then start using those triggers to heal, then your heart starts to open up. And you start to heal your heart. You start to heal your insecurities. You start to unblock the blockages there. If you take note of the triggers and you start your healing. And as you open up your heart, because the heart is the gateway to the upper chakras, then the upper chakras start moving and you move closer into your truth and yourself. Now there's one chakra that you're always connected by, and that's the cerebellum chakra. Now I have it here in gray. Hopefully you're seeing that, right? I have it here in gray, but it's not necessarily gray. I just put it in gray. And that's the well of dreams that's located in the back of head. At the back of your head. Twins are always connected by that chakra. That's why you dream about them so much, and you will have that telepathic communication. It's that allows for that, and also the third eye allows for that. Okay, so as you heal, all the upper chakra lights start to come to center. Now around this here, if you see this here, there are 2 strands of DNA and they're joined here. So this sometimes represents all the lifetimes that you guys are joined together. And as sacred union becomes more eminent, you guys move from the outer part of the ring more centrally. And then eventually these strands of DNA on the outside here will come together like this, intertwine, and then it lights up. Okay. Now these 2 bulbs that you see here, these are called the DM and DF lights. So this is a DF light, this is a DM light. When both of you step into your purpose, this light comes on. Now usually the DF light comes on, and when her light comes on, it starts calling him in and it starts triggering his healing really hard, really hard. It literally calls him in. Now there's some DFs, I have to tell you, they've not met their DM, but for some reason, we don't know why, their lights come on. But it usually means that their DM, a meeting with their DM is imminent. Okay? So a lot of people dealing with false twins, the DF light is on, her chakras are on, but their DM is still in shadow or statue form. Okay? And that's another thing. Until you meet your twin, you're like in statue form in this ring. Right, and that's another reason. That's another way we can know if you've met your twin or not. Besides all the lights being on, your DM is usually like a liquid statue. You can't make out his face. You just kind of see him there, or her, there in statue form. So you know that you've not met. Okay. So for those, and one more thing. Gosh, there's so much. I mean, you could talk about this ring for hours, okay? And it's plugged into Earth. I call it a plug, right? It's plugged into Earth by this kind of main connector here, right? That's how you plug in the ring. DF sends energy around the ring in a clockwise direction. And DM, when he starts to send energy, he sends energy in an anti-clockwise direction. When these 2 energies are moving really nice and fluid, it actually creates a kind of protective barrier around the ring so that negative entities can't interfere with what's happening inside the bubble, okay? So this is mine, and this is mine like, people have seen this before, so if you've seen this before, you can move, right? You can move on. So this is us before July. Not really responding to the triggers, whatever. Well, I was responding. He wasn't really responding in his heart space. And then after July, that Tower moment, like things really started to pick up. And that's when we start connected by third eye. Start speaking truth. I've not done the latest update, so I'll try and do that for you next week. So this is where we are. Okay, of course, we have the sacral chakra blockage and we've never had sex. So this is what's happening. So we're more closer to center. We move from here, more closer to center, and then everything starts moving, okay? And it's good to connect to your twin ring, because every now and then you have to go and check it and make sure that nothing is attacking it. Okay, so let's talk about actually going and view this ring now. Good. So to view this ring, you're actually going to be doing mediumship work. So in order to do this, you need to have 3 things. If you don't have these 3 things, don't do it. You're putting yourself at risk. First, you must have a connection with your guides. Okay, you must be connected to your guides. You must be able to communicate with your guides, and you must be able to discern your guides from imposters. Okay, the next thing that you need to have a rigorous spiritual or religious practice. If you're just doing a one-off thing, don't do it. And then the other thing, you need to be a clear channel for spirit. Ensure that you are channeled in the light and not channeled in the dark, or else you're going to get yourself in trouble, and then you have to pay me for a clearing instead of a tuning. Okay, so if you don't have these things, don't do that. So this is what you're doing. You're going to meditate. You're going to do your grounding and protection. You're going to pray. You're getting into that zone. You're getting almost into trance, if not trance. Okay, there are meditations on YouTube for you to do that. Do your grounding and protection. You call in your guides, because they are going to be one of your main forms of protection. You ask the light to protect you from any negative entities or energies. Okay, and then you just ask your guides, please show me my twin flame connection. Do not say, please show me my connection with this person. Okay, because it will give you a different visual. You are asking, please show me my twin flame connection. Now, this is where you have to draw upon your own spiritual strengths. So if you know you don't get clear visuals, but you're very clairaudient, you start listening to your guides now. So I noticed Philly Psychic. I'm going to call you out. Philly Psychic, right? She said she did it, right? And they started telling about the lights that were on, blue, green, whatever. So Philly Psychic, at that moment in time, what you should have asked is, okay, who has blue lights on and how much blue light is on? Keep on asking, because what you're going to do, you're going to use the information that you hear to build an image in your mind. And you're seeing this in your mind's eye, okay? So if you want to close your eyes, it might be better for you. And you're going to use the information that they give you to build an image. It's just like a girlfriend is telling you about this hot guy that she's seen. He had bald head. Really? And what color was he? And she would tell you what color he was. And was he tall? And from that, you start building an image in your mind, right? It's the same thing. You're going to ask your guides for that information and then build an image in your mind. So question your guides and then use the information that they give you to build an image. Now, some of you guys have clear sight. You're going to see this, bam, okay? One time, okay? And you might see it a little differently, but basics are the same. You should see lots of lights on. I mean, it's going to be like a carnival, okay? You're going to see lots of lights on, right? You're looking for the lights. You're looking for the DF. You're going to look on the right, and you're going to look at your DM. If your DM looks like a statue, you've not met him. If he looks like how he looks now, and he's sending energy around the ring, you have met your DM. If you see like a black form in front of your DM, it's possible that that represents a false twin or some kind of negative entity that's trying to block your connection. Okay, you really have to use your discernment, and that's what I'm telling you. Unless you're connected to your guides and you have a rigorous spiritual practice, do not do this exercise. Okay, barring this, please contact Charlotte. I'm going to put her information down below. She has a course for connecting with your guides, and she has a course called Twin Flame Healing, where she teaches you how to access this ring and how to do repairs to it, because sometimes you have to do repairs. Okay, sign up for that course if you want to rely on your own intuition. If not, just take the service from me and let me do it. Okay, but don't do this if you're not connected to your guides. You're just going to get yourself into trouble. Okay, so any other questions, let me know, and I can always talk about it some other time. But that's the basics. If you tried it, come back on this video and comment. Okay, guys, so let's get into the messages. I know that was a little long, but you know, it really helps, and you need to get you some truth, because sometimes you're dealing with a false twin who is actually blocking your real connection, and you don't want that. Okay, all right, so let's see what Spirit wants us to focus on this week. I know that was long, but you know, it's kind of worth doing it once and doing it properly so that people understand. Okay, so what does Spirit want us to focus on today? We're going to get 4 cards. So Spirit wants the 4 major things that Spirit wants us to focus on today. On this week. Okay, this week. All right, so we have quest. So right away we know Spirit wants us to be on a quest for truth and onto our spiritual path, because the spiritual path is a path of truth. Okay, it's a path of truth seeking. And then Spirit says isolation. So this could be talking about taking time for yourself. This could be talking about hermit mode. This could be talking about feelings of loneliness and longing. We're going to clarify. But we have 2 throat chakra activations here. Spirit says perseverance. And Spirit says prayer. Beautiful. All right, so let's see what these are about. So the first card we get is quest. So Spirit is saying, listen, this is not a time to bury your head in the sand. And that's what I've been telling you guys. This is a time for truth. You have to search out the truth. Okay? Search out the truth about your connection. Search out the truth about your journey on this earth. What you're meant to learn, what you're meant to do, what you're meant to bring to this earth. And it all starts with connecting to Source and connecting with your guides, because they hold the key for your spiritual journey. Okay, so Spirit, this says that this week is a quest for truth. Dig it out wherever you can. Let me see if the Spirit has any other additional messages, but this is all about truth right now. Yeah, Spirit saying it's time to take control of your life. Look, the Emperor here. Now it could be going a quest of truth regarding your Emperor, but no, I'm not seeing that. I'm seeing this is a time to take control of your life, and it begins with seeing things just as they are, seeing things clearly. This is not a time for illusion or fantasy. It's about taking charge of your life, and to do that, you need facts, you need information. Okay? And then we have isolation. So for me, this is about some of you may be alone. At this point in time, you may feel isolated, but I think there's a lot of truth that can be had in isolation. This is essentially hermit mode. Now, you might be missing your person a lot, right? Really tearful, maybe grieving, but Spirit is saying, this period of isolation and being alone can bring a lot of benefits to you, because you can really drill down to the truth of the matter. For some of you, you guys might be actually dealing with the transition of a loved one. So you might be feeling really lonely right now, but Spirit is saying, there's a lot of healing that can be had here as well, because it gives you the opportunity to be this Queen of Pentacles. Now, the Queen of Pentacles, she relies on no one, right? She's abundant in her own right. She's a grounded, she can withstand any storm on her own. Okay, she's connected to Spirit. She's the queen that most reminds me of the Empress, because she's a complete package. And know that you don't need anyone to be whole. Okay, you are the complete package, and you deserve good in all things. And then Spirit says perseverance. Now, this is sacral chakra energy. Now, sacral chakra energy is not just about sex. It's also about creative energy. Okay. Spirit saying, okay, so you might be feeling a bit despondent right now. I mean, look at her, right? But know that there is support all around you. And even though things may not be working out with the one that you love, know that this journey is more than just about the love interest. It's about being whole within yourself. And Spirit is saying, you have to persevere. Persevere, okay? You are your own Emperor. You don't need anybody else to make you whole. Persevere, there's support all around you. Let me pull a card on that. Yeah, it's Spirit saying, make a decision. Make a decision. Step into your personal power and make a decision. Okay? Spirit is saying there's also some kind of creative project that they're giving you some inspiration about. It's time to embark on that and really get a move on with your life, because life may be passing you by because of non-action. Okay? And then Spirit says surrender to prayer. Surrender to prayer. Okay, you may be triggered hard right now. Okay, we have this yellow here. Maybe there's something sour that came to light, something that really soured your spirits. But you know what? Spirit says through prayer, you can turn this triggering, you can turn this sour taste in your mouth into lemonade. Okay, so Spirit saying make the best of a situation, because sometimes the truth, even though it hurts, even though it smarts, it can give you a whole new perspective and wide and higher perspective and view of what's been happening in the situation. You see things from that height up there, and you're able to make a better decision for your life than before. Okay, so everything, even in grief, even in doubt, Even in fear, good can come of it if we choose to. Okay? All right, so let's see the wounding or shadows that you might be battling with this week. Taking into consideration that there's a lot of people watching, you just take what resonates for you. Okay? So let's see what Spirit wants, the wounding that Spirit wants you to focus on this week. Okay? So take it as it resonates. If it doesn't pertain to you, it doesn't. So the first, okay, what we have here, disillusioned. All right, so a lot of you might be feeling disillusioned with this whole twin flame journey, soulmate journey right now, because a lot of things have happened and you think that you're not seeing progress. But know that progress is happening all the time. Think about where you were like a year ago, or maybe even 5 years ago, or 10 years ago. Think about the person that you were and see the progress that you've made and be proud of yourself. You've done really well, so there's no reason to be disillusioned. You're doing absolutely amazing, and Spirit wants to applaud you for that. You've come from far, and that's because you chose to heal, right? There are a lot of people, no matter what happens to them, no matter how Spirit tries to push them onto a particular path, they don't listen, right? But you've chosen to listen to Spirit, and you've chosen to heal, and you know, you should be proud of yourself. Okay, so maybe there's a lot of disillusionment going on right now. You may be feeling tired. You're just bored of the whole thing. You know what? Release it. Whatever is making you feel disillusioned, release it. Release it for now. Release it. Okay? Take a break. Take a fresh perspective on things. Let it go. If it's to be yours, you can never lose it. Okay? What else are you dealing with? You're dealing with rage. So some of you are angry. Okay? Now you could be angry at your person. You could be angry at family members. You could be angry on a job. You could be angry at yourself. Okay? But whatever it is, when these emotions are coming up, get to the root cause. That's what Spirit wants you to know. Get to the root cause. So it looks like this week, you're going to be triggered. You're going to be triggered hard for whatever reason, right? But Spirit is saying, get to the root cause and know that this is just self-confidence issues, wounding, insecurities that are coming up for healing. These are issues that are coming up for healing, okay? The next one, we have shame. Shame. Now, this could be shame related to something that happened in your childhood, something that happened in the past, or it could be shame that, you know, you've been on this journey with this particular person, and you may blame yourself. You may feel ashamed of, you know, still loving this person after everything that has happened. Know that there's no shame in loving someone. Once you're loving yourself as well, there's no shame in loving someone. We were made for love. We were made to love people. We were made to love ourselves. So you don't worry about that. There's no shame in loving anyone. And if this person was your twin, if you love yourself, you're going to love them. If you love yourself, you're going to love them. They are the next half of your soul. You saw the picture. They're saying that they're sharing the same energetic body, right? The light you see in yourself is the light you see in them. And the darkness you see in them is the darkness that's within you. It's the same energetic body. So you don't have to be ashamed of loving anyone. We were made to do that. And this person, you were made to love them. Okay, so there's no shame in that. You can release that shame. You can release that guilt. Okay? Because sometimes that shame has us paralyzed. And, you know, paralyzing good. we get nowhere, right? We get nowhere. So don't wallow in that. You were made to love. You were just doing what you were made to do. That's all. And then we have perpetrator. All right. So you see, when I start seeing perpetrator with shame and anger and disillusionment, I do think about instances where we may have been a victim in the 3D. Now, we're never truly a victim spiritually, right? Because remember, we've chosen these experiences to grow. But 3D, a lot of you might have been the victim of a perpetrator, or maybe you may have perpetrated some kind of crime or some kind of wounding on somebody, and you might feel shame because of that experience, or you might feel anger because of that experience, or you may be disillusioned about love or relationships or people because of that experience. But now it's time to really let go of these emotions and, you know, just let go of the past and release it. Also have a review of what these instances, what kind of baggage these instances may have caused you to carry for such a long time. I mean, this is really heavy for me because now I always knew, and my family doesn't know this, right? I always knew that I was molested as a child by a neighbor, an older neighbor, but I always thought that was a kind of touchy-feely thing. But remember, I told you that I had done this soul fragment, soul retrieval meditation, right? So yesterday I did a full clearing on myself, because I do that from time to time, because remember, you're working in the spirit world, right? And when I did it, there was several fragments of myself, age 6 to 11. And let's just say the abuse was more extensive than I thought. And I'm realizing that even though subconsciously I had suppressed that for a very long time, the feelings it evoked in me, the baggage that I was carrying from that experience, was never suppressed. I just didn't know the source. I didn't know the source. I didn't know why I was acting like this. But it's because of these things that happened to me. Right? So now that I've drilled down to the root cause of this, now I can understand my behaviors. Now I can understand more of my trust issues. Those feelings of betrayal that my twin triggers sometimes. I understand everything now. So what I want you to do when these things are coming up, especially for those of you who may have had some kind of crime perpetrated against you, just really see it for what it was. See the dysfunction that arose out of that experience, and just congratulate yourself that you're as functional as you are, and that you are committed to your healing. And release any shame connected to that, because it was never your fault. Nothing was ever your fault. Okay, this is just someone's illness, and you just happen to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. But recognize that the baggage that you've been carrying because of that experience. And I think now it's time to release it. We've just had that full moon. It's still a good time for releasing, so just release it, especially if it's been impacting upon your relationships. If you need some talk therapy to help you, or whatever, do whatever you need to do to deal with that sort of situation. Anyway, I'm getting emotional with this thing because it's still fresh. I'm still dealing with all of it. Anyway, let's see what Spirit wants us to surrender, okay? And then we'll get some goddess guidance, and that will be it today. But I'm glad that I'm able to share that with you. Anyway, so it says surrender your addictions. So whether it's toxic people, drugs, whatever it is, Spirit says it's time to surrender that, okay? Overgiving, whatever it is, whatever you're addicted to, Spirit says surrender. Whether you're addicted to substances, food, people, sex, or overworking. Yeah, sometimes I'm overworking too. Take action to begin to heal the addiction and replace it with healthier alternatives. Beautiful. Okay. What else does Spirit want us to do? Spirit says surrender to place. Have fun again. Have fun again, right? Take a break from overthinking a goal. Do something fun. Play is a time of recreation and rejuvenation. So find that fun within you again. Some of us, we've been on this journey such a long time that we've forgotten that we're such firecrackers. We've forgotten who we are. And then it says surrender to setting limits. All right, so this is all about boundaries, okay? So all those people who want to encroach on your boundaries, they gave them the stop sign, okay? It says it's healthy to set boundaries in relationships, practicing expressing your needs, and remember that no is a complete sentence. You don't have to justify anything to anybody. You just say no, and it's an absolute complete sentence. And then we have surrender to receiving support and love. So there's lots of support around you. And polar bears usually represent the ancestors, right? So in the spirit realm, in the 3D realm, you have lots of support around you, okay? It says allow the love and support of others in, rather than trying to handle everything yourself. This can take the pressure off and simultaneously nurture you. Okay, so know that you're not unsupported. Know that you're not alone. You just need to call on that help, and Spirit is always there to help and guide you. All right, so let's get one more bit of advice from Spirit, and we're gonna close this off. I didn't mean to take you all in a heavy place, but I felt like I need to share that. Okay, and it says Green Tara. Start delegating. So you might be overworking yourself. Spirit saying, start delegating. Ask others, including me, to help you instead of trying to do everything by yourself. So if you know you feel like you're drowning and you need support, it's time to call upon Spirit. Time to call upon your friends for that support that you need. You don't have to go it alone, right? You have a community here that you can call upon to support you. Okay. Okay, guys. So that's what you need to focus on this week for your healing. Take care, everyone, and let me know if you're successful in seeing your ring. Okay, comment down below. Okay, guys, take care. Oh, please, and can I ask you guys, as a sign of, as a token of, just some kind of energy exchange, could you please sub my next channel? I'll put a link down below. That will mean a lot to me. You don't have to, if you don't like pick a cards, you don't have to put on a notification bell, but I'm asking you guys, please, pretty please, could you sub the next channel? That would be amazing. Bye, guys. Take care. Bye.